And my name is Lisa Davis. I'm with the Uhuru Movement, the Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations. And I stand on the side of all oppressed people. This is an absolute horrible, outrageous memorandum that Trump is perpetuating, but it is a continuation of a rotten, brutal, ruthless system, Democrat or Republican. And we as people got to do much better than only putting forward to the choices of genocide or genocide, war or war. How do you like your wars? How do you like your racism and oppression? I'm going to be brief, but I just want to, first of all, I salute my sister, Lily Benavides. She is one of the bravest and the strongest people I've ever known, because to speak with an accent in this day and age, in this time, to obviously be somebody that was not necessarily born in the United States, and like I said, to speak with an obvious accent, and to still stand up so bravely and to challenge this system when you know they could literally snatch you off the street, is just one of the bravest things that I've encountered. Not to mention she was doing that even before, because I met her in the struggle, on the street. Me, I'm not committed to a party. I'm not loyal to a party. I'm loyal to principles. That's what I'm loyal to. I just want to open up, because as a black person, I have to say this. And this is because we can all learn from each other and each other's experiences. But when I hear the word fascism, and this is no reflection on anybody, but I think primarily about World War II and Europeans arguing with one another and going to war, trying to eradicate each other. And it seemed like that's when the period of fascism came into play. But for black people, for indigenous people, this country ain't never been nothing but a brutal colonialist system. And we say colonialism, which addresses all of it. It addresses the genocide of the indigenous people on this land. It addresses what happened to enslaved African people and the continued brutal system that was implemented afterwards to ensure that black people would always have the worst of every statistic. So we say colonialism. Fascism deals with one aspect of things, but you can get rid of fascism and we're going to still be dealing with colonialism. Colonialism deals with the horrors that's going on in Palestine, the Sudan, the Congo, what they call Latin America, Cuba, Colombia, Venezuela, and all other kind of places that I don't even know their names. No, we've got to stand up here. We have to stand up. We've got to be silent is the worst thing that we can do. That's the worst thing we can do. So like Bennett said, we got to be out here. That's the way to fight. It ain't going to be fought in the courtroom. It's not going to be won in the court. It's going to be won on the streets and in the determination of the people. I just want to say this is a continuation. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party have always been parties of war and oppression, and we cannot settle for that. We can't settle for that. I just want to remind people when we talk about first of all, Charlie Kirk, just a reminder that the majority of the elected Democrats, including Mikey Sherrill, endorsed that bill, honoring his legacy. A man who got to beat so much hatred. A man who got to beat so much hatred. So much brutal hatred. And white nationalism. And this is just reality of what white nationalism means. What it's a calling card for. So we just have to be honest about that. But the Democrats, the majority of the Democrats supported that. So I just call them the Charlie Kirk Democrats. So just remember that. They, in 2022, and again, this was under the Democrats, they literally came after the leadership of the organization I'm with, Amalia Satella, and two other members of the Uhuru Movement. They literally came after them and tried to put them in prison for 10 to 15 years. And I mean, they tried hard. I thought they were just going to maybe eventually drop the charge. They didn't do that. They had no business bringing these charges against them. They were the Democrats, the Biden administration, Biden and Kamala. And then last year, it was last year, right? 2020. Oh, I get so confused. Yeah, 2024. I was just at a pro-Palestine vigil in South Orange. That's all I was doing. An unhinged Zionist comes running and screaming at us. In fact, Lily Benavides was there. And I was trying to defuse the situation. The state came after me. They came after me. Basically, their whole argument was, no black person has any rights that anybody white is bound to respect. And that was exactly what was operating in that courtroom, because no matter what I said, they had no proof that I had organized the vigil. They had no proof whatsoever. In fact, I can prove that I did it. I had the organizers there testifying that I didn't organize it. I had people there testifying that they didn't hear me. I wasn't on any speaker system. And yet, that did not matter. The judge basically said, so what? And the judge ruled, and this is on behalf of the state of New Jersey, that anyone who was attending that rally, then if you couldn't say who was supposed to be the ones to get the permits, then everybody in attendance of that rally is responsible for it. But I'm the only one they went after. I'm the only one they fined. The judge, if he had any kind of a heart, which he didn't have, even if he made such a horrible ruling, he could have said, well, I want to make sure it's fairly applied, so since you were not the only one who was there, I'm not going to fine you. But it was a horrible ruling, and we're challenging it. In fact, we're going to go oral arguments because we're appealing it is next Friday. But I say all of that to say that I was so disappointed with the election of Mikey Sherrill, because it just reflects the continuation of an oppressive system. We have to have the courage to stand up all the way, all the time, and say, no, I don't care what it looks like. Instead of capitulating to evil, you should be fighting for the world we want to live in. And you do that by getting behind candidates such as Lily Benavides and anybody else who's standing up for what we want. We owe it to this world to do that. We cannot leave this world for the next generation, because I feel that nuclear warfare, nuclear Armageddon is far more of a reality than it has ever been. Thank you so much.